Can everyone hear me above Mark's shirt? I don't know if I had to be. Somebody had to say it, Mark. Somebody had to say it, so I thought I'd say it. Now, I don't have any pizza stories, unfortunately, but I'll talk about Spitzer, all right? So at least it's kind of a little bit in tune with my colleagues. I'm an angel investor. I actually am really, truth be known, a dyed-in-the-wool operator. I've run businesses all my career, except in the last year where I've invested in a number of businesses. I'm on a couple of boards, DVD Post in Belgium, Cybersports in the UK, which is an MMOG football game. I've also invested in a number of businesses across Europe, a Serbian online auction site, a shopping mall, an online shopping mall in Russia, what else? Traffic aggregator in Turkey and several others. Also Dailymotion, obviously, in France, and also Goom. So something that I've been exposed to as an investor, but also as an operator, as an executive director, has been on, is actually the board of directors. And it's something that's kind of near and dear to my heart. It's something that I think Al touched on earlier. If it goes wrong, you can go into arbitration 3 times. Good for him, and I think that's a measure of him as a leader. He got through the other side and has got a wonderful business as a result. Not everybody is so lucky. I'd say that to Herman's point earlier on, any good investor, any angel, any VC will tell you, you invest in the stellar management team, even with a mediocre idea, but certainly not the other way around. But the bit that gets overlooked generally is that when you are an entrepreneur or looking for cash, everybody assumes that all cash is equal when it's not. So you have to be careful about the kind of money that you bring in, because it brings with it a lot of baggage, generally, or it can bring with it some value. If you think about it, you always have to ask what the strings are. People put money in and think, well, I'm sitting on this board and I can add value. What they really mean is that they're actually going to run your company now and you don't know, but they know it better than you. You have to understand, is it their first investment? Is it their largest investment? Is it something that, if you look at their fund, that they could follow on? How long is the life cycle of their fund, if they are a VC, for instance? So all these things there are a lot of dynamics that come into play. So when you are getting money, yeah, be careful what you're actually getting. The other thing is you get the board that you deserve. If you're not able to attract the kind of people that you want, then you have to really look at your products, you have to look at yourself, you have to look at your colleagues, you have to look at everything that you're doing and wonder why. When you bring in somebody that's on your board, are they going to help you especially if you're a young entrepreneur, they're going to help you develop your business. They're going to help mentor you as a leader. I've had I suppose I've got a number of board stories I probably could tell. One recently, a couple of years ago, was that there was one board member that really just sat there and played with his BlackBerry the whole time. And I said, well, really, we should be talking about vision, mission, values, core values, setting the pace for the company. And he turned around and he said, no, you do all that. There's nobody here around the table that's got any vision. You tell us what it is and we'll tell you if we like it. So that actually doesn't really add much value to what you're trying to do. And it's only then that you come on to what happens when things will go wrong. Because they will go wrong. There's a 100% guarantee that at some point you'll not only have a pinch point, you'll have a crunch point, and then, and only then, do you know who you've got around the table with you. And that's when it becomes very interesting or very ugly. And I've had both. And I don't recommend that if you've got people around the table who are sitting there just to purely protect their investment and add no value, that really is going to help you as a CEO or as an entrepreneur. The best board, I think, that I ever had was at QXL. And it was really a mixture of fundamentally having enough people around the table who had operated, who had the same values, which I think is more than anything is critical. Knowing when to say something and when not to say something is important. And they were very supportive, very challenging, very cajoling, and we took the business in the end from about a low point of I think about £900,000 in market cap to just over £1 billion. And that really was a testament, I think, to the board. And if we didn't have that board, we wouldn't have got where we were. Webvan, for instance, was another board I was on, which on paper had really just blue chip personalities. We had the former CEO of Anderson Consulting, as it was then. We had the CEO of Google, of Yahoo. We had the founder was the founder of Borders Books and Music. We had the chairman and CEO of E-Trade. We had the former CEO of Netscape. And the problem there was we couldn't agree on the strategy. We had probably the two of the top 3 VCs in Silicon Valley, Sequoia and Benchmark, and yet we had 3 different versions of the strategy. And we amazingly raised $600 million when the dollar was worth something. And we spent $600 million. And that wasn't easy. And the reason the reason why it wasn't was that it was, you have, for instance, the first to market. And first to market meant bringing in Bechtel to build out $33 million distribution centers on a model that hadn't been proven yet. So when I pointed that out to the board, I was told by the founder that this isn't like any other business you've been involved in. To which I replied, it is, it's just that we run it differently to every other business I've been involved in. So all in all, if we had been able to agree on one strategy, and I think it really was, to be honest, it's what Ocado's done. And we're not last mile, we're not just developing software for grocery stores. We're an online grocery store. That's really all we are, and there's nothing wrong with that, and you can make a lot of money at that, as I hope all the chaps at Ocado will do. So I think the takeaway really in my lesson is that a good investor doesn't necessarily mean a good board member. So make sure that when you do look for cash and when you do invite board members in, that a fish rots from the head. If you don't get it right, the rest of your business can go down the pan. Thanks very much.